Built Better, the podcast for home improvement contractors by Modernize Home Services.
I don't want to digress too much into the tech yet and maybe the future vision, but maybe you can help the audience understand, like the way you talked about that. I think I'm probably pretty traditional, and the image that comes to my mind when I think of medical guardian, I'm like, to your point, feel healthy. I'm like, that's not for me, right? That's for them. And so it felt like the way you were describing that is, hey, this product and the services we offer are not just for people that are more senior or maybe they have health issues. I was sort of getting a sense that like maybe you're trying to widen the market in which can you talk a little bit about maybe who your target customer is? Or I hate to say target customer, but the main person, I guess.
Yeah, and target customers is the right thing to say. We do target older adults, typically starting around the age of 65, 70, who are starting to think about, what it means to age successfully. And when you start to realize there's some things that aren't quite right, maybe your gait's off and you start to walk a little funny, or you're starting to experience more visits to the doctor's office. And a lot of the things, I don't want to get too ahead of myself on the technology side, but a lot of things that we are starting to do is, telehealth. As this space explodes, as people start trying to figure out how to stay healthy at home, and how the doctor's appointments seem to go out months before you can actually get in the door, people want to know if they're healthy or not. And so the reason for us branding ourselves as such was really future looking, even with the name Medical Guardian, really all encompassing and trying to be able to escape into a younger audience, get in front of them earlier, get them familiar with the brand much earlier, get into telehealth where they can have doctor's visits, where they can through the internet, where they can get whether a stethoscope or a blood pressure and use it at home and start to track that via digital portal, and provide services that are going to help them at ideally every single stage, help live the life that they want to live, which is hard. We get ahead of ourselves. We get busy. We start to practice very unhealthy behaviors, especially now when you wake up and you get in front of a computer and you go to sleep and then you get back up and you do it again. And so we want to be at the forefront of that. We want to remind people that their health should come first, because if they're not happy with themselves, it's rare that they're going to be happy, talking to others and experiencing, the day-to-day lives. So for us, it was really about starting to say, well, you could be having anxiety issues. My brother, he's had panic attacks before, and he lived by himself. What's he going to do out of reach of a phone, and he can't move? And so when you start to think about the need of our service, what we are in its core, we provide a service that is there for you 24/7 when you need any kind of assistance, and we will route your call however you need. If you need a fire, police. And then most people think it's, well, you're going to send the EMT to my house and break down the door and then grab mom and put her into a stretcher and take her to the hospital, and that's it. I mean, when you think about an emergency or a non-emergency, I fell down and I got back up, but I want to have my sister call me and talk to her. We can service anything that you have. It's really just about being there for you in a moment where you feel vulnerable and need quick assistance. And so we're trying to evolve the product line, because that always has been the problem, right? These things were 5-pound rocks that used to sit on people's hardwood, or they would all be in the kitchen and look very much so like an outdated box. And you have this big old thing that's hanging around your neck. And if you look at the site, medicalguardian.com, sexy, sleek, comes in a bunch of colors, fall detection. We've evolved the industry very rapidly in what it means to have a medical alert system, which means that we can get younger. We can get people that are more accepting of it faster.